Hey there, I'm Doug. Welcome back to another Brass Eagle Blinds Thirsty Thursday. Throughout all of our whiskey journeys, we've all bought bottles that we knew immediately, the second we opened it, it was worth every penny that we spent on it. And then there are bottles on the other end of the spectrum that we were like, holy crap, I can't believe I got bamboozled into spending this kind of money on this whiskey. So that's what today's video is going to be. Behind me, I've got about 15 whiskeys that either fit into the worth every penny or not worth a cent category. Now, a couple things. I don't have any local whiskey in there. I didn't want it to seem like I was playing favorites to any particular local whiskey. I didn't want to just have all Missouri whiskey. How many Missouri whiskeys can I put into every video? And so I just didn't want to go down that road. Two, I don't really have allocated whiskeys in there. There are a ton of absolutely fantastic values. Whiskeys that are worth every single cent. MSRP, allocated whiskeys, MSRP, but the reality is you're not buying that for MSRP and you're not finding it on the shelf. So until those things start to happen, some of these whiskeys are just gonna be off of a list like this, unless even at secondary, I still feel it was worth every single penny, or even at MSRP, I don't feel like that allocated whiskey is worth spending money on. So that's the only two ways that an allocated whiskey can make it onto this list. So let's get started. First on the list was really the inspiration for this entire video. And maybe the worst money in whiskey that I had ever spent before. This one's going to be the World Whiskey Society, finished in peated whiskey cask. Now, the only thing that drew it to my attention when I initially bought it was this topper. It's like a knight's helmet. It's pretty cool. That is the only redeemable thing about this bottle. There are other finishes that they come out with. This is a 10-year. All of the other finishes, I believe, are also like 10 years that look like this. Some of them sound better than this. I grabbed this one just because it kind of looked cool and I was curious, but it is a 10-year whiskey, peated whiskey cask, finished. That might be some of the problem right there. I'm not a huge peat fan, but this thing was over $100. It's just, I don't get it. It's just not good enough. Oh, by the way, I'm smoking tonight the Southern Draw Rose of Sharon. I don't really need to show it to you. I've probably showed you a million of them. It's one of my favorite cigars. It's great. Give it a shot. It's just not good. It's such a worthless bottle. And maybe that's why they didn't make very many of them. I don't know. It's 108 proof. I guess one positive thing I could say about it is that it does not drink 108 proof. You know, whatever that's worth. But I'm so disappointed with that bottle. I don't really even know what to say about it. That was the inspiration for this whole video. Never again will I purchase anything that is World Whiskey Society that has one of these knight helmet toppers on it, because I'm going to attribute this debacle to every single bottle that is similar to this one in the future. Sorry, maybe the rest of those finishes are good. Not gonna give them a chance. I try not to write things off like that. I try not to do that after trying one thing that a certain NDP puts out. I try not to do that, but in this case, doing it. Don't care. That's charging way too much money for just a substandard product that tastes like crap.
Why don't you tell me how you really feel?
So starting off on a really positive note, I really need to have people over more often to try that bottle to see if somebody will just go home with it. Oh, and I don't know that I'm gonna drink every single bottle on the table. There's 15 up there. I might, if I do pours that are small enough and I can tolerate sitting in front of a camera and still speaking after that many, so we'll see. I think how I'm gonna go through this is I'm going to go through all of the bottles first that I am disappointed that I spent any money on. And then I'm gonna move on to the ones that I think are worth every penny. So this next one I was really excited about because I'm a big oak fan and I really don't think that there can be enough oak when it comes to whiskey. That's probably an exaggeration, but you know, I was really excited when this came out and I was like, oh my God, I gotta get that one. It is Angel's Envy Triple Oak. Now I know this is gonna ruffle a few feathers, a lot of feathers probably, but I'm just not a big fan of Angel's Envy, period. But I thought, oh, the Triple Oak, you know, it's Triple Oak. I'm gonna love that. There's no way I don't like it. It doesn't smell like a bunch of oak. It just smells like young whiskey. There's some oak there, of course, but man, it just seems like young ethanol forward whiskey with some oak in there. That flavor, that palate just isn't there. Super watery. It is just, it's bitter. It doesn't have really any of the flavors that I'm looking for. In and of itself, that's not a problem. But for $70 or whatever they were charging for this when it came out, that's an issue. That's an issue. And quite frankly, I don't think that really anything that Angel's Envy has put out within the last 2 years is worth spending any money on. This bottle was a huge disappointment. I could probably turn this into some pretty good cocktails. But guess what? There are a lot more inexpensive bottles that I can turn into some damn good cocktails. Never again. Next, massive disappointment. Even when I got this on sale and opened it and tried it, it was still a disappointment. And to think that these used to have a secondary value is mind-boggling. It makes zero sense. I've showed this in a Thirsty Thursday before. I don't remember what the premise was, but it's making another appearance because it, you know, still makes me upset. It is Kentucky Owl Takumi Edition. I'm not gonna say much about it. I'm just gonna drink some of it. I don't really remember what I got it for. I know that it was expensive and I know that I got it for less than MSRP because I got it at Costco. And I know that it was still a waste of money. It's just not good. There's very little about it that I can speak positively about. That was a lot of abouts in one sentence. About. Limited release. Thank God. I'm not gonna go on about it. There's not much to say. Avoid it. The next whiskey on the list is Kentucky via Canada. Which should have already told me, like, Doug, don't bother. There's so very few bottles that come from Canada that you will enjoy. I should listen to myself more often, but I thought, you know what? It's not very expensive. It's on the shelf. I don't see it on the shelf a ton. So I'm just gonna pick one up. You know, who cares? Well, even though I found it on the shelf, and even though it was slightly less than typical MSRP, I should have still passed on it. These used to carry a secondary value, which is even crazier because it's just not good. It's just it's meh. But even for a bottle that's $50, $60, $70, something like that, meh. I don't want meh. I can get that with a $20 bottle, with a $25 bottle. Absolutely I can. I've got a bottle of Jim Beam Winter whatever back there. Yeah, it's meh, but it's also $20. Caribou Crossing. The only cool thing is the topper. And this kind of, I'm showing you this one. I'm going to pour this one. But Blanton's, exact same story. The only good thing is that, the topper's really cool. Blanton's and that, both single barrels, both quality whiskeys, both also massive disappointments every single time money comes out of the bank account to cover one of those bottles. The Caribou Crossing is the first bottle of Caribou I've ever had. The Blanton's, I've run through several. I do not drink Blanton's myself on a regular basis. I have it here for other people. So for that, I'm not crazy disappointed, but the price has gone up. So now that bottle of Blanton's that used to run me $60 that I would have for guests is costing me $90, $100 MSRP. No, massive disappointment. Don't spend the money, just stop it. Just stop buying those bottles. Spend your money in other places. I've got a few that I'm going to show you that you should be spending your money on, not on this. Maybe the prices will start to come down. I don't know who that appeals to. I don't know who that appeals to. What about that does someone drink that drinks whiskey, that drinks bourbon, and they drink that and go, that's the spot. That's where I want to be. That's the happy zone for whiskey for me. Really?
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I've been pretty harsh on the bottles so far, but quite frankly, it's been for good reason. The next bottle that I'm going to put up here is not only expensive when you find it, but it's hard to find. It's expensive and hard to find, and also has a secondary value, though I don't really know what that is anymore. It used to be around $200 secondary. I have no idea, but I know the MSRP is right around $150. And if I had to get another one, I would maybe consider giving you $50. Anyway, that bottle is going to be Evan Williams 12 year. A lot of people like this. It's 101 proof. Evan Williams 12 year bourbon. I just don't think it's very good. Every time I've drank it, I don't know what to say. A lot of people like this bottle. I'm sorry, but I feel like this is a massive disappointment. Massive. This is one of the biggest disappointments on the table. For a 12 year, $150, and that's when you find it. And that's usually at Evan Williams or, somewhere down there in Kentucky, but you're really not going to find it for less than $140. You're probably going to find it for over $150. I just poured about half of it back into the bottle. I just didn't feel like drinking an entire pour. So I think I'm dealing with about a half ounce now. For a 12 year, 101 proof, there are so many other whiskeys that I think beat this that aren't 12 years. That are maybe even less than 101 proof. Some a little bit more, but definitely the ones that I'm thinking of in my head are accessible. They cost far less than $150. And they taste way better. They smell way better. I don't know. Am I crazy? I don't think so. So the next thing on the list, I never said that everything that I was disappointed with wasn't good. This next one is amazing. Really, it's very good. The issue is I was still disappointed when I bought it because the entry fee is so expensive. This is going to be Wild Turkey Beacon. Last one that they're going to release. This whiskey is great. It's really good, but at $275, $300, how good is it then? At that point, to me, it's a disappointment. It's disappointing that I bought it for that price. I don't see any other way to look at this. It isn't in the top 10, I don't think, of whiskeys that I've got. It's very good. I would compare it to a lot of the whiskeys that I drink like on the daily that are a third of that price, not even a third. So yeah, it's disappointing. It's a disappointment. It is not worth the money. I mean, it is really good. Okay. I'm not about to sit here and say that it's not, but there are a bunch of whiskeys that I have that, quite frankly, I would probably drink before this that don't cost near this much. Last on the naughty list is Wild Turkey 12-year. So another Wild Turkey for, I think this was like $130, something like that. Maybe a little bit more, maybe slightly less. I don't see it. I don't see it. Even if you're going by the $10 per year, even if you're going by that, yeah, it's priced accordingly. I still don't think it's that good. I still don't think it's that good. It's like that World Whiskey Society. Well, okay, yeah, if you're going off of a 10-year whiskey, sure, it should be $110, $100, something around there. Yeah, you could say that, except it's crap. So this to me is more along the lines of what I would think about paying for like a 5-year, maybe something like that. I don't personally pick up the variation between the 7-year, the 8-year, the 12-year, all of these different age statements for a product that's 101 proof, like this Wild Turkey 101. It's all these different ages. They're all the same to me. Very slight. If I put them in a blind, I think we did do a blind of this, Nick and I, one time, and the Wild Turkey 12 came in second place, or it came in first for me and second for Nick. It was up there, of course, with all the other Wild Turkeys, but is it $70, $60 better, $80 better than Wild Turkey 101? No, God, no. I do like how stone fruity it is, but just that alone is not going to influence me to spend an extra $80 to $90 on something. It's just not going to.
Not got that.
So that one, last of the disappointments, not worth the money, not even close. First one on the worth every penny list is also a whiskey that if I had shot this video a year ago, year and a half ago-ish, something like that, it would have been firmly in the other bracket. It would have been, do not spend this kind of money. You're ridiculous, you're stupid if you are doing that to get this whiskey. It's gonna be just your regular old Buffalo Trace. Now, there was a point in time where these were going for $70, $80, something like that, secondary here, around here, and which is a travesty. But now they're like $30 and they're all over the place. And for $30, you can't do a whole lot better. Worth every penny. This is a great whiskey, shelfer. Make it into a cocktail, drink it neat. It's sweet. It's very easy to get into, even if you don't love whiskey or you don't drink whiskey all the time. This one is a great one to go buy, put it on your shelf, start practicing drinking whiskey. This is a great one to do it with. It's great. Worth every penny. But I did want to mention the fact that, E.H. Taylor small batch, I could have probably put that on there. It's not worth it, right? I could have done that. I could have done like the entire Weller line basically as not worth it. But that's because you can't find those for MSRP. But the second that Antique 107, gets on the shelf at $50, it's worth it. It's a buy every single time, right? It's a shelfer that should always be there. So some of these are going to change, but for right now, this is a worth every dime. And those other ones, we'll have to see. This next one, we all know what it is. We all probably have it on our shelf or have had it on our shelf at some point. We all know that we can go to the store and probably find it anytime you want, any store almost, right? And that is going to be Russell's 10-year. Just solid, 90 proof. This one happens to be the LLME. So it is, this is a little bit different, but quite frankly, if I put this in a blind against a bunch of other 10 years, would it win? Yeah, probably so. But it's not so much better that this stands alone, this stands apart. And I can't speak on the other 10 years because this one is so good. No, that's not the case. It could be any Russell's 10 year. They're all good. They're all bottles that you can find too, and they're not crazy expensive. They're what, $50 to $65 depending where you're at. It's great. It's a 10 year. It's a 10-year Russell's. What are we talking about? The difference between this and a 13 MSRP is like $100 for 3 years. What?
What the what?
Now it is higher proof. That means something. Don't get me wrong, but I would put the Russell's 13 firmly in the disappointment, not worth, and this one firmly in the worth every penny category. Coming up next is one that is probably MSRP the most expensive or close to it whiskey that I've got on the list of bottles that I think are worth every penny. This is also a bottle that you can't just go to the store and buy. But if you're in Kentucky and you go to the distillery, they can be had anytime that you go. They're always going to be different. They are distillery only picks, but that's not to say that it has to be a distillery only pick from this distillery to get something that you're going to enjoy. I love this distillery's double oak products. Of course I do because it's double oak, but they're great. They're great. They are a little bit on the pricey side, but I think the juice is worth it in the case of these Peerless, right? So this is a Peerless rye. This is a distillery only. This one is clover and honey is what they called this one. Super dark. I don't really know the age statements on these things. I'm not sure. I don't care. These are great. I think every single one that I have, I supremely enjoy, and they've all been over $100, and I think that they've all been worth it, worth every penny. And their rye is a rye whiskey, you know it. If you're not a huge rye whiskey fan, I get it, that's fine. They have their bourbon distillery only picks as well. Those are absolutely fantastic too. I think I've got like an oatmeal raisin cookie one or something like that. Oh my God, it's so good. So good. They're all worth it, in my opinion. If you're ever there at Peerless, ask about their distillery only, pick one of these things up, or like put it on your shopping list or something. Like if you're going to Kentucky, make it a point. Stop by Peerless, grab one of their distillery only picks, bring it home. You won't be disappointed. I think they're all great. This next bottle would not have made the list of worth every penny until within the last probably 6 months, really. And that is going to be the Old Forester 1924. The first batch of Old Forester 1924, I was not incredibly pleased with. And I think that's really because I was expecting so much. I was expecting above, for some reason, above like these birthday bourbon returns. And it didn't deliver that, but it wasn't supposed to deliver that. It's a 10-year bourbon, same mash bill, by the way, as King of Kentucky, but I found out recently, not the same mash bill as the King of Kentucky 12 years. Those actually have a different mash bill than the regular King of Kentuckys, and they're younger, and they're just, man, if I had a bottle of that, that would be so firmly planted in the disappointment. I haven't even had it. Do not buy it. There's zero way that bottle of 12-year King of Kentucky, different mash bill, is worth $300. Stop it. Anyway, so 1924, but recently it has become more available. This isn't so allocated. This doesn't really have a secondary market anymore. You can find it readily enough that you're just basically paying MSRP. It's still expensive. It's still going to be around that $125, $130, something like that, $110. I don't know. Depends on where you're at. But at that price, readily available, keep it on the shelf. I'm not saying drink it every day, but to have something like that on your shelf at all times that you can get a pour of, take 1 ounce here and there for $125, I think it's worth every penny. Nose is fantastic. If you don't drink and you just want to smell whiskey all day, grab yourself some Old Forester. If you love the smell of it and you don't drink, I don't know, you might exist. I like whiskey candles. I don't know. Might be somebody out there that likes to buy a whiskey to just smell it all day. I need to be friends with that person though. Then they can smell it and then I'll just drink it. Oh. So the next bottle on the list, I only have 2 bottles from this particular distillery. And I only have tried those 2 bottles from this particular distillery. But everything they do, and I found this out recently from a friend of mine who recently went to this distillery. I did not know this, but everything that they do is double oak. He told me that, and they told him, so I don't know why they would lie to him. Anyway, this is Buzzard's Roost Double Oak, of course, cigar blend. This bottle, I think, came in at like $68, $70, something like that. First of all, how often do you buy a cigar blend for anything under $100? When a distillery comes out with a cigar blend, it's never that inexpensive. It's never that inexpensive. This smells great. 105 proof. Again, very easy to drink. We're gonna find out how it pairs with the cigar here in a second, but worth every penny. Come on. Double oak cigar blend, $70. Smells fantastic, tastes great. Get out of town. Now it's even more worth it. I don't know, could be placebo that I'm drinking this cigar blend, smoking the cigar now, and now I'm like, oh my God, now the cigar is even better. I don't know, could be placebo effect, maybe. But the whiskey's great. I would suggest picking up a bottle. You won't be disappointed, worth every penny. Now, y'all know I wasn't gonna get through a video like this and not have my favorite distillery on the planet on the list. I saved this one for last because one, it is the highest proof, but it's also, I think, the bottle that demonstrates worth every penny almost more than any other bottle that I've got up there. And that is going to be this Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Same can be said for their single barrel proof, their regular Tennessee whiskey. But if you are looking for a cask strength whiskey, something that's high proof, something that's oily, syrupy, absolutely just overflowing with flavor, nose, character, everything that you want out of a pour, but also don't feel like spending more than $70. And you want to be able to find it, like whenever you want it. That's the bottle you're talking about, or bottles that you're talking about. The best bang for your buck, worth every penny. There's a reason I have a bunch of these. I'm never gonna run out, even in a zombie apocalypse. I'm still gonna have bottles of this stuff. Don't try to come get it. I've got ways to defend myself. But it's not gonna be a Molotov cocktail, I can tell you that. Not with this. You're holding this back. I'm gonna use that damn helmet bottle, Molotov. Oh man, tannins on it. Just pucker your lips. It's cherries. It's tart. Oh my gosh, that's so good. It's so good, worth every penny. So, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Please, it really helps the channel. And if you would, leave a comment that just says like, oh, what your ideas might be for future Thirsty Thursday episodes. And stay tuned. I will be coming out with more blind episodes, but I think moving forward, those blind episodes are going to be guest driven. So I'll probably have like a different guest host on all my blind videos. Hopefully with Nick's schedule, we can get him in here for maybe a couple here and there, but for the most part, going to be different people every time and probably doing different things every time. Maybe it won't always be a whiskey blind, so stay tuned for that stuff. Thanks a lot. See you.